Hello, my name is Declan Gazelle, and this is my presentation for part 2 of the open source project. I did the Microsoft Calculator open source project. So the Windows Calculator app is a Windows app written in C++ that ships pre-installed with Windows. The app provides standard, scientific, and programmer calculator functionality, as well as a set of converters between various units of measurement and currencies. This is the GitHub page. As you can see, 25.7k stars and 4.6k forks. I mainly did work in the source folder, which has all the source code. Here's the contributing.md, which I followed closely to understand how to have an eligible contribution. Here's the license I needed assigned, and here's a run through of all the features and a walkthrough of how to download and set up. Here is the pull request page, fixed decimal usability and converter section, and I fixed issue 1832. And the issue was, after selecting a currency that does not handle fractional units, the decimal is turned off. This is the correct functionality. However, when a user goes to change the category of conversion, say to length, then the decimal is still turned off despite needing to be on. The only way the decimal can be re-enabled is to go back to the currency category and change the units to a currency that allows for fractional units. And then this is seen on the live calculator, which you can pull up right here. And if you go to the currency section, and you use Japanese yen, which doesn't allow for fractional units, you can see the converter, the decimal is turned off. And if you switch to volume, it is still turned off when it shouldn't be. One way to fix this is to go back and then switch your currency type and then go back. And this is the issue that I fixed. However, on this computer, my actual computer I worked on does not have a camera, so I had to ship everything over to here, but I could not ship my source code and developer station, so I will be providing video at the end of how my change occurred. And continuing on, this is my static code analysis. This is the main branch without my change. Here are the issues, issue breakdown, and then here is fixed converter decimal. And here is the issue breakdown. Here is my actual code labeled here. Under the reset category section, I had to change is decimal enabled to true when switching categories, and you'll see that at the end of the video. So what turned out how I expected? The community was very eager to help, as mentioned in class. Everyone wanted to see me succeed. Also, the tactic of looking for a good first issue really helps a first-time contributor find their footing. Finally, working on bugs rather than implementing major functionality was a much more forgiving route that allowed me to get to know the code base. What didn't go to plan? I did not know about all the dependencies that were needed for the project to run and complete tests. Especially when looking at other open source projects, the dependency list can be miles long and provide little to no documentation or tutorial how to download. The roadblocks that came up was not having the right program, WinAppDriver, to run unit tests on my code, and not having the right settings on the application to where all tests failed even though I was using code directly from the main branch. This was fixed by talking to the community to understand where I was going wrong. Also, finding help and finding the source of a bug was much harder than I expected, as there was little documentation on what function did exactly what. I learned a lot about GitHub and working with large projects in a group setting. Everyone is out to help you and wants you to succeed. I learned a lot about navigating a large code base and the importance of documentation. If I were to do something different, I would ask from the beginning if there were any tips I should have. There were some things that I found out along the way with the help of the community members that were never present on the GitHub page. Overall, I highly enjoyed this project and look forward to working more with this community. Thank you very much. Hello, my name is Declan again, and this is a demonstration of the functionality I added. As you can see, this is the dev calculator, which you get from downloading the source code. Here is the change I made specifically, as shown before. And here is the version of the calculator, the test version. And so this is the no fractional units. As you can see, a decimal is not allowed. And then here is fractional units where a decimal is allowed. And then if you click on no fractional and then change the category, now the decimal is allowed when it should be. You go back, the decimal isn't allowed because it shouldn't be, and now the decimal is because test fractional digits is enabled. And so that is the change I made. Thank you very much.